In this video, Boeing 747, I'm going to make the construction of the plane shape for the red part. I'm going to isolate it by turning off other layers. So I forgot to delete this one, and I'm going to do it now. And to put the seats in their own layer so I can work on the shape. Okay, now I'm going to use polyline to draw the shape of the plane. Using arc and going from endpoint to endpoint so I can achieve the same shape as the plane itself as closely as possible. And these snap points are giving me the hard time, but you can use shift and right click to choose endpoint, midpoint, whatever you need. So I'm pulling back the arcs to the shape because unfortunately in this option using polyline and arc or arc itself, you cannot type the arc you want. You need to adjust it afterwards. So I'm pulling them back using midpoint of the arc to the midpoint of the plane, and I'm going to offset this line now so I can start making the construction of the plane shape. I'm simply going to extrude the polyline I made first and the second one and cut the middle. I'm using another layer so I can see what I'm doing. So extruding this one first. Okay. Just checking how they are placed in between the windows. So extruding this one. And the other one, the inner one. And I'm going to cut the first one with the second one, subtract option, and turning the layer of the shell on. So this one is a bit too thick, so I'm going to make it thinner. A bit. I'm just scaling it a little bit so it doesn't go out over the red shell. And I'm just going to copy another one here so I can make the intersection of the two. Option intersect, and I'm going to place them in between the windows. All the way along. So they're placed. Okay, so now I'm going to make the beams that go horizontally. Some kind of eye profile with the holes inside it. Just adjusting the UCS and drawing the eye profile with polyline, the section of it. Okay, I'm just going to stretch this between these 2 points to the middle so it is the exact middle. And moving this to the eye, to the correct place so I can extrude it to the other side of the plane. So, like this. Okay, and now extrude. From this point to the other side using endpoint. And I'm going to do the circles now, circle holes on it. Starting from the middle. And after I make one side, I'm going to mirror it to the other side. So I don't have to draw them again. Okay. These are smaller ones. Something went wrong with the placing. I'm going to repeat it. Move it in the middle of this one so I know they're on the same plane. So there are two smaller ones. and a large one. I'm also going to copy these and copy the big one several times. Using middle of the circle and mirroring them on the other side using the middle of this bar. Now I'm extruding the poles. Using option union to make one solid of them and moving them through the bar so I can cut it. So I've cut through it. There they are. I'm also going to cut these parts there that are going out of the plane. I'm just drawing the shape using polyline, what I want to extrude, and cut the ends of this sort of I-beam. And there they are. I'm going to use union now to make one solid and cut the beam. Now I'm copying the beam. And copying a few more times using the end point so the distance is the same between them. Okay. Also these horizontal rails I need to make, and the ones following the shape of the shell as well. So this is the rectangle I'm going to use to make the construction that follows the shell all the way around. I'm going to move it a bit so I can work with it. Okay, extruding this one. And this one is for cutting the squared holes inside of the rail. I'm just going to move it to the end. And I'm going to copy these parts equally separated to the end of this rail so I can cut them out of it all the way to the end. A few more. Okay. I'm going to use union to make one solid and cut through the first extruded rectangle and moving this one to the plain shell. and position it and copy all the way around the plane. Here too, and here. This one I'm going to delete, it was a mistake. Okay, so now I need to rotate them to position them accordingly. Be careful with UCS because it adjusts to the plane you put your mouse on, so it can go the wrong way, the rotation. The best way is to follow the snap points. There will be no mistakes then. Except maybe when you don't get the snap point. Okay, now I'm going to mirror them on the other side. Using the middle again. There are more of them, so I'm going to add some. So I copied a few more, and I'm going to mirror them again. To the other side, just need to combine them into one before doing that. Well, I don't have to, it's easier just that way for me. So I'm mirroring these once more, and there they are on the other side as well. And I'm just going to use the union to combine them all into one. So I missed this one. I'm going to repeat the process. Okay, so they're one solid now. Over the beams, I'm going to make these horizontal small rails now. Using the polyline again to draw the shape. I'm going to pull this one up. Okay. And place it to the middle of its beam, and I'm going to extrude it to and move it back. So now I'm going to copy it to the left and mirror them to the right side. But unsuccessfully, so I'm going to do it again. Using the side view. Union to combine them. Okay, I need to erase this middle one. So I used option solid edit, body, and separate. So you can separate objects that you already used union on, and I'm going to use union again to combine them again into one. Now making these side plates under the windows, again using polyline to draw the shape. Closing the polyline with CL option, extruding this one, and I'm going to copy it again using the endpoint, and to mirror them to the right using the middle of the beam. And that's it.